guys, how's it going? Welcome to this installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs, and I want to thank you so much for joining me today. So today's vlog is kind of like a part 2 to a vlog that I had made almost 2 years ago, I think it was. It was vlog number 123, and it was my first video on my owner's manual collection. So if you don't know, ever since I was a little kid, collected owner's manuals from cars that my family has owned. I've collected owner's manuals from other family, like not just my immediate family, but like aunts, uncles, and stuff like that. Sometimes I'd have their manuals. Sometimes friends would give me manuals as I got older if they were getting rid of a car. Sometimes I'd buy manuals. I mean, you know, it's just something that I've done ever since I was a kid, and I guess I could say, you know, my collection is continuously growing, and I have enough now to actually make a part 2 to my original owner's manual vlog. Like I said, I filmed about 2 years ago, I think is what it was. Now originally when I made the first video, I didn't air it. I had filmed it, and then I decided not to do it because I wasn't sure if anybody would really be interested in seeing a collection of owner's manuals. But then at some point down the line, I actually received a comment from somebody on YouTube, and they wanted to see my collection of manuals. So ironically enough, the video was already done, and I just kind of spliced it back together and sent it out to you guys as vlog number 123. So if you want to see that vlog to see what my initial collection of owner's manuals consisted of, then that is what you want to look for. You want to look for vlog 123. I believe it's called "What is Up with All the Owner's Manuals" or something like that. But now I have enough here to make a part 2 because, well, obviously some vehicles have changed over the last couple years since I have filmed the first vlog. And also, I've decided, as I'm making junkyard runs to buy things for my, vlog tech, I would just kind of look for certain manuals for certain cars that I've liked over the years, as a kid and whatnot. A lot of them, honestly, consisting of GM vehicles. Some of them are kind of the same models, just different years, stuff like that. But nonetheless, I've decided maybe once in a while, if I'm going out to the junkyard, let's look through some cars and see if the manual is there, and I'll actually buy them. The local junkyard charges like $3 a book, so that really isn't too bad. And I have recently bought 4. I bought 4 manuals recently off of eBay that I'm really excited to show you guys. So we're going to save those 4 to the end of the video, and I'm excited because they are somewhat special, so I will show you guys that at the end of the video. But in the meantime, let's go ahead, reposition this camera, and I will show you guys what manuals my collection has now grown into. So let's begin. Alright, so the first one we're going to look at is another Ford manual. And if you guys have been following this channel since 2018, you'll see that I bought a Fusion. So I don't think I've ever shown you guys the Fusion book. So this is the 2015 Ford Fusion owner's manual, and it's actually in really good shape. I think it's only been looked at a few times, but it's the typical Ford manual. The pages are thin, and it's got the almost like computerized 3D diagrams in a lot of cases, like you can see here and whatnot. Try to find, yeah, like pictures like that. So it's not just made up of like regular drawings anymore. They have more of a computerized 3D art to them. Did I pass up? Yeah. Usually when I show you guys these manuals, I don't go too in depth with them. We just browse through them real quick because I don't want this vehicle to be completely time consuming. But there's a couple of like neat pictures that I try to look for, and right now I can't find the one that I want to look for. Yeah, I think I passed it up. But regardless, you know, this is the, oh, like there's the gauge cluster pictures there. My gauge cluster picture there. I don't think there's an actual dashboard drawing anymore in the Ford manuals. No. But anyway, there's that. I might back this camera out just a little bit. There. And also in this packet, there's the quick reference guide to the 2015 Ford Fusion. And it's just, you know, as it says, it's a quick guide. There's your dashboard picture there. And it's just a quick reference in case you need to look something up real quick with some certain functions of the vehicle. But obviously everything that you need is mostly in here. It's also got the tire guide and the 2015 warranty guide. So that is everything that is included in my 2015 Ford Fusion owner's manual packet. So that's a new manual that we didn't see last time. So the next owner's manual is a Pontiac manual. Yes, yes, yes. And it's actually got the you know, the entire portfolio with it. This is out of a 1999 Grand Am. One of my all-time favorite cars, obviously. If you've been watching this, you guys know this. If not, the 5th gen Grand Am is one of my favorite cars. So it has actually kind of been a goal to try to collect all of the Grand Am manuals. And this one, I actually was able to take from a backlot car that I had filmed sometime last year, I think it was. And it was a green 99 Grand Am GT. And the manual came from this, so I was actually given permission to take this because the car was going to the scrapyard. So I'm not going to pull it out of here. It is still intact though. The cover is still, you know, intact inside of the portfolio. You can actually see in the picture or in the camera, you know, in the lighting, the cover is still very glossy, almost like it has really never even been used. But you know, I like these manuals from GM from this time period. This is when they still had like the blue font in some cases. They still had real pictures. Here are both of the engine shots. That's the 2.4 liter quad 4, I think is what they called that. And obviously we have our 3400 V6 with the ram air. So this one, obviously pictured here, is a GT. So they still had real pictures back in the day. Same thing with like your audio systems and whatnot. There's the cassette system there. There's the CD, old CD player with individual equalizers, warning lamps and whatnot. The 1999 Grand Am, by the way, is the only Grand Am to have the check tire pressure light. The only Grand Am of that generation. If you look at any other Grand Am 2000 and up, the check tire pressure light is not there. So I don't know if anybody knew that. That might just be some useless information that I'm presenting to you. But that is the 1999 Pontiac Grand Am owner's manual. Unfortunately, there was nothing else in the packet. So there's no warranty cards or anything. It's just the manual and the portfolio. And that's cool because obviously I care about the book more than anything. So here's the 99 Pontiac Grand Am. Next up on the docket is another Grand Am manual. This one is a 2002. And this is one that I bought from the junkyard. I bought one of these. It was out of obviously a 02 Grand Am. And this one, you know, the manuals, this one unfortunately the cover is removed. It's stuck in the thing. So it is a loose book. And this I don't mind taking out. At this point, General Motors still had some of the blue font. Really, a lot of this stuff is still the same. You know, there's really no change in these specific manuals from year to year. You know, same dashboard photo. If you look in here, look, that check tire pressure light is gone. So yeah, gauge cluster, that's all still the same. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, 2002 was the first year that the Grand Am also received the Ecotec 4-cylinder, and they got rid of the Quad 4. Yeah, so there's the 2.2 liter Ecotec engine instead of the quad 4, and the 3400 V6 was still offered at that time, obviously. So that's really it for the 02 Grand Am. This particular packet, they did still have the warranty and owner's information packet in it as well. So this one for the most part is a complete packet. So there we go. Up next is another Grand Am manual. So I have an 03 Grand Am manual now. Again, bought this out of a car at the junkyard. It's a little dirty. I didn't really wipe down the cover yet, but there's some fingerprints and whatnot. A lot of times when you buy these from the junkyard, they're gonna be like on the floor. They're gonna, you know, just be strewn throughout the car. They're not always in the glove box if somebody has gotten to that vehicle already. And again, it's kind of the same thing. The 2003 General Motors manuals got rid of the blue font in some cases, so it's all black font now. Some of the pictures may have changed. You know, their manuals around this time period did start to change quite a bit in some ways and whatnot. Same dashboard picture. Oh, they moved it though. It is a little further back, so the arrangement of some of the topics in the book have changed a little bit. Gauge cluster, no check tire pressure light. The basic sound systems were introduced, I think, in 2003. My aunt had an 03 Grand Am GT. It's actually the Grand Am that I took my driving test in, and I loved that car. It was a 30th anniversary edition. But yeah, the engine pictures are the same. If I don't come across it, then yeah, the Ecotec and the 3400. So that's pretty much the 03 Grand Am book there. Unfortunately, no portfolio, just the book this time. That's okay. Up next, we have the packet. That's a clear packet, and this is the packet that belonged to my mom's 09 Kia Sportage. So we had the Sportage for about a year, and then my mom traded it for the 2014 Ford Escape SE. I don't have the manual to that one yet. It is still in the glove box of her Escape, along with the window sticker, so maybe one day we will acquire that. But this thing here, it's actually, I don't really like these packets. It is a see-through packet, which is kind of cool, but they're kind of flimsy and whatnot. So as you can see, this here starts off with the 2009 Warranty and Consumer Information Manual. We'll just kind of fold this back. Up here, first we have it's like a quick guide, so it's a Sportage Functions and Features guide. I don't really think I've looked through all of this yet, but again, it's just a quick reference. It shows you, you know, your gauge clusters and warning lights, certain controls that you may need to learn about in a hurry, so to speak. Notes. So it starts off with that, and then the actual book is here, and it's a pretty decent sized book, you can see here. And yeah, I'm not too, oh yeah, these, I probably only looked at this thing like once or twice, but it's got some 3D drawings, you can see, of like the dashboard and stuff. I think everything starts off up here, maybe not. Keys, controls, stuff. I don't think there's any real pictures, just some 3D drawings. So yeah, the engine shot, where's the engine shot at? In case of emergency. Maintenance should be here, I would think, no? Oh, there it is. Oh, there were two. So this is the one that my mom had. We had the 2-liter 4-cylinder. That's what the diagram looks like for that. And then there was also a 2.7-liter V6 variant, and we did not have that, obviously. So there's your engine shots there. But yeah, for the most part, this is the Kia book. In pretty decent shape. A little bit of a crease there, up there in the corner. And that's pretty much it. And all this has to get stuffed back into this clear plastic portfolio. Next, and I did show you guys this briefly in one vlog, but it wasn't really counted in an owner's manual vlog, so we're gonna show it to you now. But this is an 01 Pontiac Aztec owner's manual. Obviously I have a manual to my Aztec, same year obviously, 01, but it was in pieces. It's all torn apart. I mean, it's, you know, so I came across this one when I was doing some shopping at the junkyard in an Aztec. This one is complete. It is everything. It had the bag. It doesn't have a leather pouch, but that's okay. But it was in this bag. It's got the quick reference guide. It's got the warranty stuff, the tire stuff. So this is like a complete thing. It also has a window sticker. And the thing that's weird about the window sticker is there's no options or anything listed on it, I don't think. So I think it may have been just a strict demo Aztec when they first came out, maybe. But this manual is in a lot better shape than the one that I have in my Aztec now. So I couldn't resist. I had to buy this one because it is in perfect condition. We're back to the GM manuals with the blue font in some cases, and some real pictures here and there. So yeah, we couldn't pass this one up. Here's our dash picture there, gauge cluster, and the engine shot somewhere. I think I passed it. I did pass it. There's the engine shot. 3400 V6. So there's the 01 Aztec manual. Like I said, we also had the 2001 warranty and owner's assistance information. Unfortunately, it was not filled out, so I don't know the exact history of that particular Aztec. Here is the frequently asked questions about the Aztec. This had a little loop here, so I'm assuming this was maybe tied to the gear shift or somewhere inside the car on one of those stretchy rope type things. So there's that. And like I said, there's a delivery, pre-delivery inspection survey. Again, never filled out. New vehicle delivery system. So that's cool. Bridgestone tires. And then, like I said, there's a window sticker here, but it doesn't list anything. It says this label is affixed for shipping purposes only because complete vehicle pricing information was not available at time of shipment. This vehicle is not for sale until, you know. So I think, you know, there's a chance that maybe it was a demo. It went to the dealership here in Youngstown. This particular dealership isn't in business anymore. I think it's under a different name now. So I think that's pretty cool. There's no information at all about that particular Aztec other than the VIN number, but it was a pewter. It was a pewter metallic Aztec that I pulled that out of, and I don't think it was a GT. I think it was a base model, if I'm not mistaken. So there's the 01 Aztec book. And I'm proud to say that actually my Aztec manual collection is indeed complete. So, you know, we have an 01 Aztec manual here. We also have a 2002 Pontiac Aztec manual that I purchased out of another Aztec from the junkyard. I'm not really going to go through these pages because they are all the same. Nothing has really changed at all. Other than the covers of the books, everything is still the same. So we do have a 2002 Aztec. We have the 03. I did show you this one already. This was from my own Aztec that I had a few years ago, but I'm just showing it to you now because the collection of owner's manuals for the Aztec is complete. We have an 04 Aztec manual. Again, it's all pretty much the same. And we have the 2005 Aztec manual. So that is it. I have all of the versions of the Pontiac Aztec manuals. You know, so again, that's what the 01 looks like. There's your 02, there's your 03, there's your 04, and there's your 05. So I have them all now. That collection is complete. The next one is yet another Pontiac book. It is a 2002 Pontiac Bonneville. I've always loved the Bonneville. I had a 92. You guys have seen that book already. But I also enjoyed looking at the styling and characteristics of the last generation Bonneville. I thought it was a pretty awesome looking vehicle. So we bought this one at the junkyard out of obviously an 02 Bonneville. I think it was a white one, and it might have been in just a base. It wasn't like a high-end SSEI or something. I think it was just an SE. There's the 3800 Series 2. It does say that the supercharged engine is similar. This is the only engine picture that they show. So there's no actual picture of the supercharged version. There's real pictures still, obviously it being a 2002 manual. Message center. I've always liked the gauge clusters of these Bonnevilles. They were just so wide. There was so much to look at, and I thought they were cool. There were still a couple different versions, to these. And then there's your inside shot there. So we have an 02 Bonneville to add to our collection. I have a Buick manual, and yes, it is the Rendezvous. So I pulled this out of an 02 Rendezvous, which was the very first year for the Buick Rendezvous. Obviously, the Rendezvous is the counterpart to the Aztec, so I figured we might as well add at least one Rendezvous manual to the collection. The cover is still attached, so the book is sitting inside of the portfolio. Again, the pictures and whatnot in this are similar to that of the Aztec manual. I think they may have the same engine shot. You can tell that it's the Aztec engine because, there we go. You can tell because of the front here. That's the body cladding from the Aztec's front, front bumper cover. Maybe not bumper cover, but front fascia. So that picture is out of the Aztec. But it's the same engine. That page is creased, I didn't know that. The stereos are different. The vents are different. Some of the actual styling characteristics of the Rendezvous were different from that of the Aztec. But nonetheless, same vehicle. Gauge cluster was different. Dashboard, like I said, slightly different. Nonetheless, it's all the same though. So we have at least one Rendezvous manual to add to the collection. This one does have the warranty and owner assistance information packet and Buick Premium Roadside Assistance. Again, no information was ever added. So there's the 02 Buick Rendezvous manual. Is there something else in there? There is. What is this? Oh, courtesy transportation. Okay, is that it? That's it. The next one that we have is an Oldsmobile. And this one is the 2004 Oldsmobile Alero. This one is a little tarnished. It's got some stains on it. I bought this one because, for one, I love the Alero. I had a 99 Alero and I absolutely loved the car. So I have a 99 manual that we looked at in the previous owner's manual vlog. The 04 was the last year for the Alero, so when it was an 04 I figured I'd have to buy it because I have the very first Alero manual. We might as well have the last, and maybe someday down the line we'll collect the other ones as well. So like I said, this one you could tell something kind of spilled on it. It's not that big a deal. The pages and whatnot for the most part seem to be in pretty decent shape. Again, it's a typical GM manual from this time period. There's real engine pictures, 3400. This might have the Ecotech, yep. Same Grand Am pictures basically, because the Alero is the counterpart to the Pontiac Grand Am. There's the gauge cluster. Again, the 99 Alero had a check tire pressure light over here, or it said low tire pressure, and it was here in the corner. As you can see, it's not pictured here, so I believe that the Alero also did not have a check tire pressure warning after the 99 model year. Where's the dashboard shot? There we go. Dashboard shot. So there's the 04 Olds Alero. There was also the Getting to Know Your 2004 Alero, and it's the quick guide. These used to have real pictures in them. The 99 Alero had the real pictures in them, with like the gauge clusters and whatnot. There's some real pictures, I guess. And that concludes the 2004 Olds Alero book. There's nothing else with this. Again, obviously, it was a junkyard find, so there's that. So now we're going to move on to something a little different. We got some Chrysler books. This is a 96 Jeep Grand Cherokee Owner's Manual. I specifically wanted a 96 Grand Cherokee because growing up, I loved the Jeep Grand Cherokee of this generation, and I particularly loved the 96 and up Grand Cherokee of this generation because it was when they redesigned the front end to have the 7 vented grille. They cleaned up the side a little bit, like with the badging, the Grand Cherokee badging on the doors, the 4x4 logo on the under like the back window and stuff. The interior changed a little bit, but I'd always loved that Grand Cherokee, so I found a 96 Jeep Grand Cherokee manual, and it's in pretty decent shape. It's kind of dirty and whatnot. I also love the Chrysler manuals from this time period also, but you can see the first page is kind of you know, what is this? This is the first edition too, so this is the first edition of the 96 Grand Cherokee manual. I've always liked the drawings that were in these old Chrysler manuals. You know, growing up we had a few Plymouth Voyagers and whatnot. The manuals were the same, but I've always liked, you know, just the drawings and whatnot in these books. So yeah, when I found this, I couldn't really pass it up. Let's see if we keep going. Oh, it's too far, I think. Yeah. Alright, so there's the dashboard shot of the 96 Grand Cherokee manual. If I was still a kid, I probably would have been drawing this. I used to draw pictures out of the manuals all the time. And then our gauge cluster. And let's see if we can find the engine shots here. Yeah, there we go. So there's the 4-liter, 6-cylinder, straight 6 engine. In the Beast, the 5.2 liter V8 engine diagram. So, the 96 Jeep Grand Cherokee. As a bonus, this Grand Cherokee manual also came with the window sticker that was in it. And it's kind of torn up, but I had to include this also. So 96 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo, which is what that came out of. And from the looks of it, it looked like it was actually a pretty loaded up Laredo model. Yeah, it was done in black. It had the agate interior color, which I think was like the gray, if I'm not mistaken. It had leather, highly ingrained leather, low back bucket seats. But it totaled out at $31,307. And again, it came from a dealership that was in Austintown, which is where I used to film for Mike's Vehicle Spotlight. It was Bob Eddy's Chrysler Plymouth Jeep Eagle back in the day. So just recently, it is no longer a Bob Eddy's dealership. The name has changed. So I had to keep the window sticker with it because that is, you know, obviously just a huge piece of the history of that particular vehicle there. So I thought that was cool. So there's the 96 Jeep Grand Cherokee manual. and window sticker. Now up next I have another Jeep manual. This time it has a portfolio. It's not the exact portfolio that came with it, but I was able to find one and I stuck it with it. You know, I was trying to find them all together, but I couldn't. I had a very hard time finding Jeep manuals. This is also out of a Grand Cherokee. It opens up like this. The manual is in pretty decent shape. I'm not really gonna take it out because it at some point seemed like it may have been wet, and the back might be kind of flimsy. So it's an 01 Jeep Grand Cherokee manual. The portfolio is from an 02. So I have an 02 Chrysler Dodge Jeep warranty information packet. There's no information filled out, obviously. If we get that back in here. Over here is the 02. There's a lot of stuff in here. The 02 Jeep Grand Cherokee operating tips. So it's a quick guide. It's a quick reference. Not really a whole lot to it. You know, yeah, lemon laws, tire stuff, yeah, so all that. And then the actual manual, pretty decent sized book. Like I said, it may have been wet at some point, but for the most part the book is in fairly decent shape. My uncle had a 2000 Grand Cherokee that was of this generation, and I think he also had an 03 when that lease was up. He went to one of those. So I had the 2000 manual in my possession when I was younger, and you know, looking at this book here, it just reminded me of that particular you know, that particular Grand Cherokee. There's the dash shot. And the gauge cluster, and the engine picks somewhere. I think it's further back. There we go. Yeah, so the 4-liter 6-cylinder was still in the Grand Cherokee. That's what my uncle's Grand Cherokee had, was the 6-cylinder. And then they had the newer at the time, the 4.7-liter PowerTech V8, replacing the 5.2-liter V8. So that's it. That's it for the 2001/2002 Jeep Grand Cherokee owner's manual packet. Alright, and here is a 1984 Oldsmobile Cutlass Sierra and Cutlass Cruiser manual. The reason why I bought this one is because my wife, her first car was a Oldsmobile Sierra, and it's kind of a joke, really. The one day I came home with stuff from the junkyard, I came home with some of these books, and she asked me why I don't buy her anything. So, but she was joking. But the last time I went to the junkyard, I actually found a Sierra that was there. It was I think the Cruiser, which is the station wagon. It was the station wagon model, and the manual happened to be in it. So I kind of bought it and brought it home to her and gave it to her as a joke. And she, you know, she thought it was funny and whatnot. But I told her if she wanted it, she can have it. But technically, you know, it is part of the collection. It's just not in with my immediate collection. So, 84 Oldsmobile Cutlass Sierra. I love the 80s computer and digital font and whatnot. So, you know, look at how big it was. Very thin. Manuals, you know, back in the day. Oh. I always loved the particular font of these manuals also. Yeah, so the Cruiser was the station wagon. The Sierra was the 4-door and 2-door model. We have real pictures in this book. In some cases, most cases, I think there were a lot of real pictures and whatnot. There's no engine pictures though. There's no engine pictures. I think there's a real dashboard picture, steering column, such. Yeah, okay, so there was a kind of like a real dashboard picture from back in the day. There's your, I guess, gauge cluster picture. Check engine light. Cars with the computer command control system. Way before OBD2. Look, there was a rally package, so you can actually get like a rally, sport looking rally gauges there. How cool is that? There's a second book to this. I didn't see it in the car, but a specific sound system you know, book was also separate, and I did not see that one. Look, diesel engine features. Had diesel engine. You could get a diesel engine. Station wagon features. Yeah, information, fuel records, notes. That's pretty much it. So not a whole lot to the 1984 Oldsmobile Cutlass manual. But again, it's one of those older manuals. It's cool to have. Alright guys, so this is it. We're down to the final 4 manuals, and like I said, I am very excited to show you guys these manuals. I just ordered them. I actually found them all from the same seller on eBay, and yeah, I had to find these to add to the collection because these 4 manuals are all from vehicles that have been in my family at one point or another, and I never had the manuals for them. 3 out of the 4 of these cars I have talked about in my vlog series, so there are stories about these cars on my channel. I just never had the manuals to show them, you know, to show them to you guys, and I finally decided to look them up and I found them. So they are here in my collection now, and let's get started. The very first one that I'm going to show you guys is for the most recent vlog story that I told, and that was for the 1986 Chevy Celebrity, also known as Elvis. I remember this book from when I was a kid, and if I'm not mistaken, my dad kept it. It was in the house, and it was in one of the kitchen cupboards, like one of the junk cupboards. That and one of the other manuals were both in the house, so we'll get to that. But yeah, so after I did the Celebrity video, that's kind of what gave me the motivation to actually look for this manual and to look for the other manuals for the cars that I was missing in my collection that we had. So the 86 Chevy Celebrity, it's not that much different from the Cutlass book because they are both basically the same car. This one is just 2 years newer than that one. So, you know, the first page and the second page. I specifically remember looking at this page when I was a kid because of all the symbols. So I do specifically remember that. And this book, I don't think there's any real pictures in this book anymore. I think they're all drawings. By the way, this book is actually really clean. Other than some creases and some fading here on the cover and whatnot, these pages are like flat, and there's somebody highlighted something. New vehicle break-in, period. Surprisingly enough, the pages feel kind of thin too, almost like recycled paper, like, you know. Yeah, there's no real pictures from here. Here's your dash and instrument cluster of the Chevy Celebrity. And again, I don't think there were any engine shots at all. There's your heating and air conditioning, if equipped. Your Delco stereo systems. Cassette cleaning. What's this? Oh, tire storage and whatnot. Yeah. But no engine pics. Kind of bummed. There was engine specs, obviously, somewhere in here. 2.5 liter, 2.8 liter. Yeah. My dad's, as mentioned, was the 2.5 liter Fortec, I think is what they call it. Also the Iron Duke. Pontiac Motor Division, so that's who has produced that engine. It was a Pontiac engine. Chevy produced the 2.8 liters that were offered as a 2-barrel carburetor or as multi-port fuel injected. So that is the 1986 Chevy Celebrity. Too bad I didn't have this when I was doing the Celebrity vlog. That would have been kind of cool. But I have it now, and that's, you know, it makes me happy to have that. So up next is the 1995 Ford Windstar. I found a 95 Ford Windstar portfolio. We did talk about the Ford Windstar. It was the last minivan that my family had ever owned. And again, the car never came with a manual, so if it did, I probably would have had it at that point. But it's got this nice case, this nice cushy case with the Windstar name on it. Something that Ford always did was, for a while anyway, they had zipper cases, and they were really nice. You open it up, and there's your 95 Ford Windstar owner's manual. Over here, this does have the maintenance schedule and record book. Nobody ever filled anything out from the looks of it. Again, I found this on eBay. And the book itself, the cover is still attached because it is inside of the actual portfolio. And it's a typical Ford book for the most part. The pages are thin. There's no real pictures. It's all drawings. I'm trying to keep this in shot for you guys. It's all drawings and whatnot. There's the engine pics. There were two engines that you can get. There was the 3-liter V6, also known as the Vulcan V6. And then ours had this 3.8-liter V6, which, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was called the Aztec engine. I could be wrong. I don't remember off the top of my head now. But that was the one that we had. And yeah, other pictures and whatnot. There are some cool sketches that are actually here, like when you're going into different kind of chapters. Oh look, there's one of the stereos. We didn't have that stereo. Yeah, like this. See, the beginning of this chapter has like this cool little thing here. We did have these. These were like rear audio controls for second row passengers. Steering column controls. Instrument panel controls. Warning lights and gauges. I didn't know that there was a digital cluster that you can get until I saw this book. We didn't have that. That's the standard cluster there. But ours had the one with the tack, so that's what ours looked like. And the one with the digital is just weird. Like I said, I didn't even know it had existed. I guess I should have thought about that because Ford was doing a lot of digital stuff between the 80s and early 90s like that. There it is. I don't know, it's just kind of weird to me. Maybe because I'd never seen it before. And somewhere in this book we should have the actual dashboard shot. I think it's at the beginning. Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh wait, here's the outside. Backside. These are cool. These shots here. Door panel. 95 was the first generation Windstar, by the way. All the gauge clusters are up front too, I think. Here. Yeah, there's the digital one there. Back. And then from there, that's it. Then you are now introduced to your Ford Windstar. This one's neat. So this was the first minivan that we had ever had. The 1990 Mazda MPV. This book is actually really cool because it's kind of different. Again, this was from an eBay user, and it's got the the Mazda name. There was probably like a business card or something in there. Doesn't have everything with it. Like there's something missing there. But you open it up and here's the rest of it. It has obviously the owner's manual. It's in pretty decent shape. Looks like a child may have written on it. This is the warranty information for this vehicle. Yeah, not filled out. I thought maybe I didn't look. Oh wait, it is filled out. Look at that. Oh, Mazda air conditioning and cruise control warranty registration. Installation date 10/21/1989. Interesting. Okay, so there's that. What's this? This is an intense commitment to your total satisfaction. Ooh, fancy. 36-month, 50,000 mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. Wow. Let's get to the actual manual. So I looked through this one briefly when it came in the mail, and a lot of the drawings and stuff in this manual are pretty cool. Very detailed. I remember this key when I was a kid. Actually seeing this key, I remember the shape of that key when we had it. So yeah, see what we can find in here. Like some of the dash pictures and whatnot are pretty cool. I forgot you can get a stick shift with this vehicle too. That's kind of hard to flip through. Oh, there's the stereos. We had these. We had the cassette player that looked like this in our MPV. Air controls, how to do this and that. See if we can. Oh, there's the gauge clusters. Ours was a 2-wheel drive model, so it was this one here. See if I can find the dashboard shot. Maybe I missed it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's a pretty cool angle there. So there's your dashboard shot for the MPV. And there are actual engine diagrams back here somewhere. Repair manuals, cool. See if we can find these. Oh, look at this. Like they actually show you like changing the oil and filter. Like it shows you where the drain plugs are on the engines, where the filters are located. See? You don't see that kind of stuff in manuals today. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think there was even a section in here on changing the timing chain or the timing belt. I thought I saw that. There's the actual belt rotations. I could have sworn there was a... Oh, well, there's the actual engine diagrams. There's the 4-cylinder 2.6 and the 3-liter V6. I want to say, I think we had the V6. I'm not 100% sure. I was like 5 years old when we had this car, so that I'm not real familiar with. But either way, that is what it is. So there's the Mazda MPV manual. I'm glad to have that in the collection. And that's pretty much it. So there's one more that we have to go through, and then I will leave you guys alone for the rest of this day. And last but not least, we have a Chevy manual. And I did not talk about this car in the vlog series. Honestly, I don't have anything to represent this car. I do have a key. I have one ignition key, the black square ignition key, and maybe one video somewhere, but that's it. I don't have anything else to really represent this car until I found this manual. It is for the 1992 Chevrolet Corsica. I might have mentioned this vehicle before because I have a 96 Chevy Corsica manual, because my dad had a junker 96 Corsica a few years back, and when he junked it, he gave me the book, obviously. But this is the actual Corsica that we had. It was a 92 Chevy Corsica. It was blue. It wasn't this color. It was like a very bright blue, and it was a very nice color. This manual is in fairly decent shape. The cover is attached, so the book is sitting inside the portfolio. A little bit of a stain there, but it is what it is. And I specifically remember looking at this manual as a kid because of some of the gauge pictures. Yeah, that's what the Corsica looked like. We had these wheels. I remember the black, but it was blue. That was really the only difference. Back in the early 90s, GM had colored pictures in their manuals, along with real pictures, really. I always liked this gear shift lever. I always liked the square. When I was a kid, I always asked if I can shift the gears. So my parents, whenever they were ready to leave, they'd put their foot on the brake and they would let me actually shift the shifter, because I just liked pushing in the square button and moving it, and watching the orange indicator move. This is one of the cool things. I remember this cup holder coming out of the passenger side of the dashboard. No airbag over there. There was just a driver's side airbag, and oh, and these rotary controls were awesome too. There was one on the right side. This is for the windshield wipers and whatnot, and the one on the left side was for the lights, for the outside lights. That car was just so cool. Yeah, so there's the dashboard picture. I always thought that was such, a cool setup. And then the gauge clusters, and this is the one that we had, I remember, so it was just the basic gauge cluster there. You could get one with other gauges included, and I remember I used to look at these when I was a kid. I used to sit on the couch and actually hold the book and act like I was driving the car because I had these in front of me. So I was such a car nerd when I was a kid. Strangely enough, there aren't any actual engine pictures in here. There's just little snippets of engine pics for certain things. 2.2 liter 4-cylinder is what ours had. You could get the 3.1 liter V6 also, but there's really no actual engine pics here, just these little snippets here and there of certain spots around the engine compartment. So, but that's pretty much it. This also came with the Chevy and Geo roadside assistance information. It's almost like a cardboard type deal, like the texture. So there's that, and then the 1992 warranty and owner's assistance information. I'm not going to show all of their information. It came from Carroll Stream, Illinois, whoever had this car. They bought it April 17th of 1992, and it had 12 miles on the odometer. That's cool. And that car is probably long gone today, which is kind of sad. But there we have it. So that's my last manual today, and we'll go ahead and wrap up this vlog now. Alright guys, so that's it. I hope that you enjoyed seeing my recent additions to my owner's manual collection. hopefully, you know, a lot of you guys didn't think that this was a boring video to watch. The first owner's manual video that I made surprisingly got some good reception, you know, from a lot of you guys. So I figured, you know, when I was adding more to the collection, it'd be cool to make a part 2, and once I get enough, maybe later on we'll make another one if you guys are interested. So that's all that I have for today. If you did enjoy this, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. And also check out teespring.com/stores/Mike's Vehicle Spotlight for all of your MVS and vlog merchandise. And that's it. That's all that I've got for today. So thank you so much again for watching. I will see you guys next time. Until then, take care.